Achievements made easy. Lag walkthroughs. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Bonkekook here, back with Chapter 8 and Part 9 of our Stranger Things 3 The Game Achievement walkthrough. We have made it to the final chapter, and this is unlike Chapter 7, which only had the two places to go. We're doing all of our cleanup here. So we have to go get all of our gnomes. We have to go do the final story missions. This is probably going to be about an hour-long part, I would guess. But there's not a whole lot else for us to do. If you've gotten all of the trinkets and everything that we have needed to get so far, we will be doing a few extra steps here, but for the most part, we're just going to jump right in to the remaining cleanup and story stuff we need. Exit to the southeast to get back up top, and then exit southeast to get outside. Walk southeast and talk to Murray. You can just choose the top options to get through. And then exit southeast and choose Weathertop. We can't get past where we were before, so we have to go through the northeast hack gate here. Enter the northeast door and be prepared to raise a rat's nest there very easily. Use Erica to go through the grate. If you need to use the vending machine, feel free. Walk to the southwest and press the green button to open the door so your partner can follow you. But then exit southeast here and you're going to find a gnome out here. This is gnome number 38 of 50, Jareth, and number 50 in the game. Head back inside and open the door to the northwest. Open the north door here. There are 4 enemies in here, so just melt them with will. There's another pocket knife if we needed more sharpshooters. Ignore the lever and open the northeast door. Then walk all the way to the far left door here and go inside. There is the bulletin board in the previous room tells you the puzzle clue so that you can, figure it out yourself, but it's been the same for me on every run, so I'm just going to give you the solution. These boxes have a blue light on the left side and a green light on the right side, and we have to make sure the right lights are lit up in each room. So the green light should be lit on the left box, and the blue light should be lit on the right box in this room. In the middle room, both boxes should be green. And in the right room, they should be blue, blue, and green. Now return to the room that had all the enemies and pull the lever, and that should open the door to our southwest. You notice the enemies in the hallway, so go ahead and take them out with will. Then continue down the path and exit outside to a new area, the secret tunnel. There is a lot here that we are not going to be bothering with. Open the door here. There's a melee Russian in here to kill. And you can read the bulletin board, but again, I'm just going to be telling you the solutions. Head northwest to a hallway. Again, the southwest and northeast doors have long paths with, some loot, but nothing really worth it. So we're just going to skip them. Head through the northwest door to a hallway, and we have to figure out the solution for this. Again, from left to right, make them blue, green, green, and that should solve the puzzle. Follow this path down the hall and enter the northeast door. Hit the green button. And then return southwest into the door you just opened. There's going to be a bunch of enemies in here. And we have to go to the southeast to open that door to the southwest. So go ahead and wreck everything and open the southeast door. There's going to be some more enemies in this room, so take them out. And one more enemy around the corner. and then interact with the computer here, and you have to select left, right, right. So left, then right, and the door will open and we can return through it. There's a couple more enemies here, and then it leads to the end of the area. So kill all the enemies here. And exit southwest to get outside, and there is a hack chest to the south. It did have rarer items the last time I opened it, so we're going to go ahead down that direction. With that done, we're going to return back north and enter the northwest one, just in case you forgot which one you came out of. And we're into the second part of the secret tunnel, which is a very convoluted map, but is also quite simple. We have a lot of crossroads that, again, will have some loot down them, but at this point in the game, it's not really worth exploring. So enter this first room, kill the Russians here, and exit through the southeast door. Work your way down the hall, kill the Russians. And in this hall, we're going to choose the northeast door. There will be 2 melee enemies here. 2 more pistol enemies, I believe, down the hall. And then go through the northeast door. Some more enemies in this hallway. At the end of the hall, go into the southwest door. Kill the 2 enemies in here. And we need to pull the levers as such. So, numbering them 1 to 3 from left to right, we're going to pull number 1, pull number 3, and pull number 2. This will turn the power back on. Head out into the hallway and backtrack down the hall. Press the green button to open the northeast door. If you need a med kit, you can open the joist door here and grab it. I'm going to grab it in a second, because we still have to fight some enemies in this next room. Exit to the northeast, and guess what? Another gnome. This is gnome number 39 of 50, Chunk, and number 5 in the game, somehow. Even though, I don't know why I mean, I guess they must have just made a list at the beginning and then shoved them around, but number 5 doesn't seem likely. Head back inside. Go ahead and heal and use the med kit if you need to. Then return down the hall and head northwest. Enter the door at the end, and this time head northeast. A couple more enemies will be in this hallway, and I don't understand this puzzle. Every time I've had to solve this puzzle, I've had to input it twice. I haven't really looked into why, but we want to make the lights blue, blue, green, and blue. So we need to hit, numbering them left to right, 1 through 4. We're going to hit number 2, number 4, number 1, number 3, then hit number 2, number 4, number 1, number 3. I don't understand why that solves it, because it shouldn't. Because that's not the way the solution... I don't know. That's how I solved the puzzle. Every time I've gone through it. I don't know, man. That's how I solved it, though. Head northwest down the hall. Enter the southwest room, get attacked by some enemies. There is a yellow door to our southwest that has a bunch of crates in it, but we had to move all the bear statues around, and the loot isn't worth it. Exit to the northwest and work your way down the hall, around the corner to get back outside. You're going to get some dialogue here and enter to the northeast, and we're back into a tunnel we were in a long, long time ago. Use the hack pad. There are enemies in the door we opened, so be prepared to kill them, although they are very low level. If you need to heal, now is the time to do it. Use Max's medic, or buy medkits and coke, however you will need to heal. In fact, switch over to Max as your teammate right now. We have one of the harder fights in the game coming up here. Use Joyce to open the door, then kill the two enemies here and exit to the southeast. Work your way around back to the path, and then walk to the east. Kill everyone around Cerebro over here. And once everyone is dead, make your preparations. Heal using the medic if you have to. Use med kits and coke, refill, whatever you have to do. On this difficulty, the fight isn't too bad, but on permadeath, it is very easy to die here. What you're going to want to do is have Max down here, press stay, and switch to Will. And then you're going to stand right here. And this is a wave-based, I think there's 4 waves of enemies that come, and you need to protect Cerebro. We put Max over there so we're near her, but she can still be far enough away that enemies may attack her away from Cerebro, and we're going to, defend the top area. Do not be afraid to heal, but try to save at least a med kit or 2 for wave 3, which is the hardest wave in this section. Wave 4 has like 12 enemies, so if you need to save a med kit for wave 4, save 2 for wave 3. That's where I would kind of start your estimations, but you might not have any trouble here, especially on the story difficulty. Anyways, press A to start it once you have everyone laid out the way you need. And now you're just going to sit here and wait for the enemies to start coming. If you need to, use the medic, run in and grab everything to heal. Your partner is going to get wrecked pretty hard here. This is why they upped their health, I think, because in this section, her health was just melting there. If you only have one enemy left, feel free to keep them alive and run around to gather all your spoils. You can actually just use the medic skill and heal yourself if you need to while that one enemy is attacking your partner. But that will, once the final enemy of each wave is killed, the new wave will spawn in, so you don't have time to heal yourself between waves. Again, we have that one enemy that's still alive up there. I'm going to leave him alive. have Max use her medic skill, and we're gonna heal ourselves up and grab everything before we kill him. This next wave is the hardest one. I think you have to kill like 30-some enemies on this wave, so do not be stingy with medkits or using the medic skill. This is very easy to die on the permadeath mode here. Especially if your partner just stands in the ooze. I guess she doesn't have a choice, but you're actually in more danger of having your partner die than you are of having Cerebro die. But once the enemies start to slow down, again, use the lull to heal yourself. The final phase is much easier, so, than Wave 3. Once she tells you about Planck's constant, not to say you can't die on this last phase, but it is, compared to Phase 3, it is much easier. And with everything dead, you survived the wave base, probably maxed out your money, if not got more than that, and you're free to leave. Exit to the southeast, and you can exit to the world map. And now we're going to do a bunch of our cleanup. All we have to do before the final mall showdown fight, which it already... You can leave if you trigger that, just an FYI, so you're not locked in, but it brings you to a different version of the mall. If you do quit out, you can just exit to the... Or if you do enter it, you can just exit out to the world map. Unless you've deviated from my walkthrough, you should still need 11 gnomes and the sardine, the mackerel, and the dough for the quest line. There is a chance you got the mackerel in the pool showers, but I didn't tell you to go get it, and I don't know if you can actually reach it or not. But we have to go back there for a gnome anyways. So we're going to go through the remaining locations to get these items, then back to the gnome house, and then we'll start the mall showdown. So first things first, let's head to the Hawkins suburbs. We need to head over to Max's house in the far left corner. So walk over to the left. Combat isn't that big of a deal right here. If you have like a speed boosting trinket and want to put it on for now, feel free. I'm also going to swap to 11 as our partner. And if you want to, feel free to spend some of your money down. I probably should have done that and I didn't. So enter into Max's house, head southeast down the hallway, enter the bathroom, which you should have opened. If you didn't open these doors at the bottom, you'll have to go back through the backyard. Enter the Eric event, and on the floor in front of the bed, you're going to find gnome number 40, Tubbs, number 46 in the game, and then you can use Dustin to hack the chest and get whatever spoils come out. Exit through the southwest door, exit the house, and now we're going to go up to Dustin's house. So head northeast. Head into Dustin's house, and we're going to head northeast into the kitchen. There is a pressure plate in here that we need our partner to stand on. And then we can enter the Eric event, and you'll find a gnome back here. That's gnome number 41 of 50, Alexander, number 43 in the game, and this has the hockey tape in it, which is a once per playthrough item if you want to grab it. Now leave the house. Exit to the southwest. and then walk northeast past the crafting table over here to an abandoned house that we have not gone inside yet. Head southeast into the white door here and enter the Eric event in here. Have your partner stay so they don't try to do anything dumb. Interact with the computer, and you have to choose 5 specific sequences here. So first choose 57257, 73797, 77927, 87742, and 14847. You should get the prompt, I think I heard something, open, and then you can exit back out and enter the northeast room. There is a gnome in here, gnome number 42 of 50, Fletch, and there is a bunch of money, which I'm not going to grab out of those chests because I have full money. I'm just going to leave that in case I need extra money, I can come back and grab it. But all 3 of those chests just have money, and I think the middle one has med kits in it. So we're not going to bother. Leave the room and leave the house. Exit southeast or walk southeast and head to the pool. We're going to head over to the vending machine and refill our med kits here. And enter inside the pool. Was having some trouble there. Walk towards the entrance and head northeast back towards the women's locker room. You may be attacked once we get into the locker room, just keep that in mind, but these enemies are probably much easier at this point. Follow the path I'm taking, and in this back room you'll find the mackerel in the showers. Then enter the vent here. Be prepared to switch back to Will, because there is an enemy here. There's a bunch of materials on the ground. And a gnome number 44, or 43, excuse me, Papa Gnome, and that is gnome number 44 in the game. Exit out and back out of the locker rooms, back out of the pool, and all the way back to the world map. We're going to return to Hawkins' lab now. If for some reason you did not get that gnome at the very end, this is the time that you can run back down and get him. But there's also another gnome here that we need to grab. So head down to Hawkins' lab. And I'm going to be a little bit less descriptive since we were already here. Head inside of the building. You can kill the enemies if you want to. All of the cardboard is back, so we're going to destroy all of it to get some spoils if we can. And then we'll continue northeast, northeast again, northwest, northeast, southeast, kill a bunch of Russians. Head northeast, and then northwest, and head down to the second floor. Head northwest, and follow the hallway here. There's a chest here we didn't grab on our first run. If you want to grab them, feel free. Enter the southwest room, kill the enemies there, and enter the Eric event. Be prepared to switch back to Will because there's a bunch of goo enemies here. Or, rats, excuse me. I thought they were goo rats, but they are not. Press the green button so your partner can get to you, then if you need to, come out and help them kill everything. Exit to the southwest, and you're going to enter a room that has 3 levers. Let's label the switches 1, 2, and 3 from left to right, and each door opens when a certain combination of the levers have been put. So put 2 and 3 up, and this will open the southwest door. It's supposed to. You might have to play with that other lever. I'm not sure why that doesn't work all the time, but if putting 2 and 3 up doesn't open the door, flip the first one twice. This will open this bottom left room, which has our gnome and a bunch of rats. This is gnome number 40, or number 44, Charles, which is number 24 in the game. Put 1 up. That will close the southwest door. And pull 3 down, and that will open the southeast door. Kill the 3 enemies and open the chest in here. This is the magnet. This allows you to make the highest cash flow increase trinket. That's the item you need for that. And then having 1 and 3 up will open the northwest door, which has the other fish we need. So grab the fish, kill all the enemies, and that's everything we need from this room. If you did not get the gnome from the earlier story area, I'm not going to point it out to you, but once we head back this direction, all you need to do is head northeast through that fuse room, and it is a straight shot back to there. So just head that way, all the way down into that room and grab the gnome, and then return back and exit to the world. We need to return to the hospital now, so we're just going to follow the path all the way back out of the lab. So head to the hospital. We're going to go back up to the second floor, so just head to this north door and onto the elevator. Again, be careful here, because there are a ton of goo enemies. Exit to the northeast hallway and enter the room north of the reception. There is an Eric vent here, so go ahead and enter it. And there's going to be some rats in here. Once you have everything defeated, go to pick up gnome number 45, Deckard. I'm going to spend $1. And we're going to return back through the vent. And now we're going to return down the elevator. Who cares what your partner is doing? They'll follow you automatically. Re-enter the elevator and exit to the world map. And we're going to choose Hess Farm, which was in the bottom right. Again, we're going back down into a place we've already been, this time into the Russian base, so enter the house, then exit into the northwest section. Go northeast down the hall, northwest twice into a hallway. Walk southwest and enter the door in the northwest here. There's going to be an enemy in here. Let's just make sure I'm in the right spot. Yep, I am. And then 3 rats in this next room with an Eric vent. Go ahead and enter the Eric vent, and you'll find gnome number 46 of 50, Samantha, which is number 42 in the game. And now we're going to exit Hess Farm. We need to return the way we came, though, as that other way is blocked off. Do not go to the world map, though. We're just going outside of the Hess Farm house right now, because we have to go into the other building at Hess Farm that we haven't been into yet. So exit to the southeast here. and walk to the northeast. Hack the hack pad. Switch back to Will. Walk inside and be ready to attack. In the next room, you're going to have one scientist enemy. Go ahead and take them out. Then head to the north corner to find a chest to open. Again, I probably should have gone and spent down some of my money, but I didn't. There is a Joy Store over in this corner. Go ahead and open it. I recommend opening the southeast door here, going down the hall and killing all the enemies, and then returning. Because the next thing you have to do is timed, and if you stop to kill the enemies, you probably won't do it on your first run. So once you have the two enemies killed, run back to this room, pull the lever, and run all the way down the hall. Don't stop for anything. Press that. Press that, and if you can, run in and press this button before the power goes. If not, you'll have to go back and make a third trip, or a second trip, or a third trip, depending on how you want to classify that. Take a detour into this room and kill the enemies here. And you can use the Eric event. This brings you into a room with just some money in a chest. But now we have to press that lever and run all the way down to that room again. You can also equip speed trinkets to make this a little bit faster if you need to. You do have just enough time to make it. Enter the southeast door to kill an enemy and open the chest. And then return to the previous room and the hallway and exit to the southwest, killing all the enemies in the room. Then open the Joy Store to the southeast. And you'll find a gnome on the ground in this room. This is gnome number 47, Adora, number 41 in the game. Head to the right of the button and open this to get the chicken wire. This is the item we need to make the body armor trinket, although we will be getting one off the ground in the upcoming section. Press the green button. This will open our southwest door, and now we can exit Hess Farm altogether. So exit to the world map and choose the Hawkins Square. Go to the hardware store. And I'm going to spend some money here. So we are eventually going to want to make battle gear, which means we need baseball bats, which are sold next door. So I'm going to go over to Melbaholt's real quick. I'm going to buy a baseball bat or two just to get our money down so that I'm not wasting all the money I'm getting. Okay, there we go. Return to the hardware store. And we're going to go into that Eric event way in the back that we didn't pursue when we were here the first time because we couldn't get through the joist doors. So open the joist door. There's some white rats in the hall. I recommend having 11 come into the room and hiding behind her so that you can kind of snipe the rats from a distance, because otherwise you can get overwhelmed in this room. Just due to the sheer amount of rats that there are. Let's go ahead and kill everything. Hack the hack chest. You're going to have to enter the Erica vent, but you're going to get attacked by two goo humans in here. I recommend just grabbing the gnome and getting back through. That was gnome number 48, Glenn, number 28 in the game. And now we're going to exit back out to the square. Remember the circuit shed? It's been so long since we were there. We're going in again. Head northeast into the circuit shed, and we're going to follow the path all the way back to the very back room. If you remember it. If not, just follow along with where I'm heading. You will get to this room with all the boxes and the rat's nest. In the next room, a bunch of Russians are going to attack you. But luckily, they're low level, and at this point, you should melt them pretty quickly. Enter the Joy Store to the southwest in this room. More Russians in here. And a lever to pull on the west wall. Open the chest to get some money, and then exit to the southeast. Make your partner stay in the previous room. We just kind of have to make it around the edge and around the path. This is impossible to describe with words, so just follow the path I take. Once you get the gnome, the lights disappear. That is gnome number 49 of 50, Cruz, and number 23 in the game. And now we're going to exit out of the store. From the circuit shed, head west and northwest to enter the panorama. Then walk northwest down the hallway and go inside. Don't bother with the first door or the second door. The third door is the one we want. 3 for pi. Everything in this building is referencing 3.14, just an FYI. So open the third door and go through the opening into the back to reach another hallway. Walk all the way southwest. We need to open the first door in this hallway. That'll lead us to another hallway. And we need to open the fourth door in this hallway, but we need to go through all the other doors to solve it. So go into the leftmost room here. And there's going to be a rat statue in the middle. We need to make it look at the 3 chairs, because it's looking at 3. Exit the room, go northeast down the hall and enter the second door, and make the rat look at the 1 bucket for 1. Exit the room, walk northeast, enter the third door, and make the rat look at the 4 tables, and that will open the 4th door that we can enter. Make your partner stay with the D-pad, and all you need to do is make a crust around the outside pressure pads. That will open the door to the northeast. and then light up whatever you want. In the back here, you will find the dough on the ground, which is what we needed to make the 30 or pizza for the 30 minutes or less quest. And now we're done. Your partner can follow you again. We just need to exit back out to Hawkins Square and then enter the town hall. So head back through the first room here, then walk back up the hallway and go back through the third room here. Then exit southwest. And southeast. Head north into the town hall. And right inside will be the delivery guy that wanted, or the pizza guy, and we can talk to him and turn in the quest. That will unlock the A Fishy request achievement, number 27 of 31 for 15G, getting it a 705 out of 1,000. He also drops some coke and med kits and money, so if you need any of those things, pick them up. Exit back out to the square and head directly east. We need to head into the flower shop now. We're going to double check on our bear statue that we moved so many moons ago to see if it's still facing the way we need it to. So head north here into this back room. You may get attacked by the rats. They should be back. Just an FYI. The bear is facing the plant. It's good to double check that. That's what we need the bear to face. Have our partner just stay here for now. We don't really need them. We're going to continue down the hall all the way. Open this door. We're going to be attacked by a bunch of rats in here. Kill them all. Take all the spoils. And then enter the Eric event. Go inside and switch back to Will. There's nothing in the southwest door that's worth our time. So we're going to open the Joyce door in the hallway here. Go inside, and we need to make the rat turn until it's facing the sink. And that should open the door on the right. If it doesn't, you can... if the rat is facing the sink, that means the bear got moved somehow. So you'll need to switch to your partner and have the partner go take care of the bear statue. But enter the door to the northeast. This will be Gnome number 50 of 50, Seth number 21 in the game. And it might take a couple of seconds, but that should pop your achievement unless... And popping that achievement, Home a Gnome for 100G, which is achievement number 28 of 31, getting us to 805 out of 1,000G total. Again, I do apologize for I missed that gnome on our first run there. So I'm going to edit the walkthrough so that I stitch that in both spots in the walkthrough where I screwed up. I briefly considered re-recording the entire walkthrough because I screwed this up, but there's no real sense in doing that. Open the chest, grab your spoils, and then swap back to your character, and you can just exit through the front door. And now we're going to exit to the southeast. We never did anything with these enemies down there, but there are some chests in there if you want to go kill the enemies and grab the items. At this point, I don't think we need to. Return over to the suburbs. Well, I guess spend some money if you are maxed out, because we get some money from the 5th chest. So we're going to go in here, and we're actually going to make a battle gear. And we need to make a fist spike and a foot spike. And then we need to make another fist spike. And then we can make another battle gear. I'm going to go ahead and buy one more baseball bat. The battle gears are the trinkets we use. We use those to boost Hopper at the end game, which is what we're going to be doing. So just spend some of your money down, because we get some money as a reward, and it's best to just get rid of it. So return to the suburbs and to the gnome house. Apologies, the end of this walkthrough has gotten a little clunky, and I'm sorry for that. I wish I had the time to go through and make them as flawless as my Danganronpa walkthrough apparently was, but I no longer have the time to devote like I did then. So enter into the gnome house. We can now open the remaining 3 chests. So open that one, that gets you a foot spike. Open this one, that gives you promethium and a beaker. And just for my sanity, I want to check this door. Okay. And then open the final chest to get a bunch of money. You'll see that the door is open now, and if you walk inside, there's no one there, except blood spatter and a gnome. And that's the end. That's everything there is to do, except for the final battle. So what we're going to do is just go straight into the final battle. I'm not even going to bother swapping parts or anything like that. We're just going to go straight into the final part of the walkthrough. Since it all is technically the same chapter, and I've been doing these in bunches, we're going to exit to the southeast. And head to Hawkins Square one more time. So when you are using Will, we want to have 4 sharpshooters and the chest armor and eventually the body armor. You can also have a belching champion if you don't want to make the 4th sharpshooter, that's fine. As far as Hopper goes, we're going to want to have the chest armor / body armor, a belching champion, and 3 battle gear. So make sure that you have 3 battle gear on you. You can actually make 2 of them at the very least, because you can get a 3rd from a chest in the final area, and that will be the 3 that you need. And then you can do whatever else you want with the money. The belching champion we already made, and we could actually even make a 2nd body armor if you wanted to, and have that as an option. And so I think I'm going to. Money isn't really all that important to us anymore now that we've reached our trinket max. So that's everything we're going to need to boost Will and boost Hopper for the final battles. So we're good to basically go. I'm going to go fill up our medkits and coke before we move on to the final fights. And just so I don't feel like I'm wasting money, I'm going to spend all of my vending machine money. So make sure you have body armor equipped, either 4 sharpshooters or 3 sharpshooters and a belching champion right now. And then in your inventory, you're going to want to have 2 more of the battle gears equipped. Or, not equipped, excuse me, on your person, because at the very last fight we have to use Hopper, and we want to have the battle gear to increase our damage. Exit to the southwest whenever you're ready and head to the mall showdown. And now you're going to head to the northwest. Head inside the mall. Head down the escalator. Walk to the west, but immediately turn to the right when listen pops up. Run right up against this door here, and eventually the scene will trigger. Run to the southeast. You need to get into the south corner here, which can be difficult. Enter the vent as Erica. Switch back to Will and melt this enemy back here. Press the green button. Make your partner stay, and then bring your other partner over with you so that you're both standing on the vents. Then exit to the southeast. Heal in the next room if you need to. Position your people on the 2 right pressure plates so that when that tentacle pops out, it'll hit the 3rd plate and you can exit to the southeast. In this next room, we're going to head to the northeast corner. Use the hack pad here to hack the door. Then open the joist door. Open another joist door. And enter the Erica vent. You'll see your other body armor on the ground. Now switch to Joyce, or whoever your partner is over here, and exit to the southeast. And you are safe in this room now. This is the last spot before the final boss, so use Max's medic if you need to. This will pop one of your final achievements here. The Welcome to Hell achievement, number 29 of 31 for 15G, getting you to 820 out of 1000 G total. Go ahead and refill your capacity for whatever you need. And when you're ready, hack the northeast door pad and walk to the northeast. This will start the boss fight. I highly recommend watching what I do here. We need to stay at the bottom area because the camera here sucks. So you're going to see those launchers just above the text box there. We need to interact with them once to aim them at the monster, and then interact with them again to fire them with a capsule of energy. But there's like a cooldown of 20 seconds, I think it was, before you can fire it again, which in theory means you should be wandering the entire upper area to fire all of these. But if you do that, the camera sucks and the enemies can overwhelm you very quickly. I recommend taking the safer route and just staying down below here and waiting the cooldowns out. When the Mind Flayer does that, tentacles will start attacking you from the top, or through the ceiling or roof or whatever, just like they did in the cabin. And I recommend having Max out with you so that she can use the medic skill to potentially get you some energy balls as well. But this is all you're going to be doing. And I know this is boring, but trust me, trying to wander around the outside of this area, the camera sucks, and you get attacked by a bunch of enemies. It's not really worth it, in my opinion. Use your cokes to refill your energy. And just wait it out. Again, I know it's boring, but you might get lucky with enemies dropping cokes and energy. And eventually you'll trigger Phase 2. Now, Phase 2 does require you to wander around the outer edge, and you'll see some of the frustration that can come from that. So, since we're down here, make sure that both of these are aimed at the monster, then head to the right. make your partner follow you, and you're going to head to the northeast here, and you're going to have to kill all of these tentacles that are blocking the path, and any enemies that have been sitting there that spawned in and are waiting for you. The good news is at this point you no longer have to worry about energy. So get to this cannon here and aim it back at the monster. Work your way north, aim this one at the monster. Work your way west, aim this one at the monster. And then head up to this exclamation point. You'll see the light is glowing. If it is not glowing, you missed one of the cannons. So once they're all aimed at it, you can press A on it to fire all of the rockets at once. And you have to repeat the process. So aim the camera or aim the rocket and work your way south. Now it is possible, I think, for you to do this only having to aim all the cameras twice, but most of the time I've had to do this 3 times. I could be wrong on that only being twice. But just work your way around, aiming all the cannons again, back to the red button and press A. And if you have to do it a 3rd time, then you have to do it a 3rd time. Doing it 3 times will end the fight. And automatically brings you to the last area of the game, the secret Russian base. Now we are Hopper, but we can swap back to 11 or max and will if you want to. You can also leave this area right now and come back. I don't know why I missed max there. But you can leave and heal yourself and do all that fun stuff if you want to. First things first, though, make sure you are prepared as much as you need to be with your trinkets, medkits, cokes, etc. We are in the last area of the game, about to finish it. When you're ready, start walking to the northeast. There's going to be some enemies in the hallway, but we'll melt them. Ignore that first opening on the north wall. And once you get to the second opening, you're going to go inside. Go inside and make your partner wait here. Enter the Eric event. Enter this Eric event. And talk to Murray. There are a bunch of medkits in a chest if you follow this path and work your way through. If you really want to do that, the vents will eventually lead you back out here, but you don't really need to. So, return through the vent you came from to get back to your partner. Now that you have the key, switch back to Will, make your partner follow you, return southwest down the hallway. You're going to have some more enemies this direction, but go ahead and kill them. And when you get to that first gap, you're going to go inside this time. There are some combined goo piles, the massive variety in here, so kill all of them. And then exit to the southwest, but make your partner stay here. You have another of the light puzzles that you have to solve. This isn't that difficult, but if you do screw it up, there's a button there that will refresh it. So we're just gonna follow the way that I walk here. Going across all of those will allow you to open the chest with the 3rd battle gear that we need. And now you have all the trinkets you should need for your final boss fight. Now have your partner follow you back out into the hallway into the southwest. Open this door down here. And at this point, we're just going to work our way through. There's not really any point in detouring to chests or anything like that. You can ignore the northeast hole. There's nothing of importance over there. In this next room, there's a bunch of enemies. Just go around and kill all of them. That will open the doors to the next area. And then exit to the northeast for some more enemies to kill. Again, Will at this point just wrecks everything with the sharpshooters, so kill everyone to the southeast and then exit to the northeast to a hallway. If you want to chance it, there are 2 medkits to the northeast, but 2 machine gun enemies that are guarding them. That's your call if you want to go get them or not. Hit the green button, exit to the northwest. Leave your partner outside of the door, but walk in as Will and hit this button. Walk into the next room to the northeast, and I'm sorry, don't hit that button. Hit the first one as Max, and this will open all the remaining doors as your main to go through. You can hit the green button here to open the northeast door. That gets us the second key in the chest, and we're ready for the final boss fight. Don't worry about your partner. They'll come with you in a second. Just wreck the people out in the hallway to the northwest here. And once you're standing here, this is where you're going to swap to Hopper and Joyce. So switch to Hopper, press select, go to your party, swap your sharpshooters for the battle gear. So you should have a belching champion, 3 battle gears, and a body armor. If you really want to make sure you're safe, you can swap out one of the battle gears for a second body armor if you made one like I did. But that's entirely up to you. When you are ready, you can exit and get medkits and coke and come back. All the enemies that we killed will still be dead. You can do whatever prepping you want. But once you are ready, enter the northeast door and walk up to one of the consoles and press let's do it. This fight is very simple. You have to press B to block like that and time it right before the enemy hits you. That will cause him to be vulnerable. This is much harder on this difficulty than it is on the permadeath run because we can switch to Will and just melt him. Unfortunately, it can be a bit of a struggle here. So all you're going to do is time your blocks as Hopper so that you counter him and cause him to be damageable. You hit him a few times, repeat the process. You do have to avoid the generator firing electricity, and I think I found the safest place to be when that happens. So we're going to walk in, and you can just watch what I do here. Make sure your partner follows you, then enter the boss fight, and head to this corner here. This was the safest spot I found. He does sometimes bring out the machine gun. This is unfortunately a really poorly designed boss fight. love this fight. As you can see, it is a slog. The easiest way to get him is to get the electricity to stun him, but it's not easy to bait him with the electricity and not get yourself killed. But once that boss fight is over, you're going to get a bunch of scenes. You'll pop the Moving Day achievement, number 30 of 31 for 90G, and getting you to 910 out of 1,000 G total, and that's the end of the base game, folks. We just have to move on to the permadeath mode, which will be significantly faster. I don't know exactly how long all of this totaled up is going to take for the first playthrough, but the permadeath run, we typically just speed run to get whatever we need for Will's trinkets, and that's it, other than going through the story. So it's probably going to be like a 3 to 4 hour run, maybe a little bit more than that, as we've already spent like 6, I think, on this. If you have any questions or comments for me, as always, let me know and I'll do my best to answer them. But if not, I will see you guys in the permadeath run.